Sebastian Fundora, Keith One Time Ponytail. It's going down on PBC March 28th, a couple weeks away. This is your official prediction, your official breakdown. But you know the slogan. Good morning, America. Start your day with Christ. Start your day right. Don't end up circling a box like a dummy. Don't worry. One day I'm gonna get you an English. I'm gonna get you an English song.
Aunque hay oscuridad, con fe caminaré, pues tú siempre vas conmigo. Tu palabra dice que no es justo que tú hayas desamparado. Eres pan para el hambriento y necesitado. En mi mesa nunca ha faltado. Tu proveído ha fallado.
No temeré, tu promesa es fiel,
Tu nudo
estás sin límites, tu carga, entrego mi vida,
y mi alabanza, mi escudo.
mi fuerza, mi seguridad, con Cristo camino y estoy danzando cada temporada. Oh. Tu palabra dice. I know. One day I'm gonna get you a Christian song in English so everybody can understand it. But I like my Christian reggaeton. You know what I mean? And that's my song. You know what I mean? I know that most people don't speak Spanish, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna make a whole new CD in Christian hip hop. You know what I mean? But I prefer the Christian reggaeton. Now, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of the video. Always button up so you don't end up getting George Floyded up in this bitch. So you don't end up getting deported. Yesterday, you know how my videos be. We're going to give you the breakdown. Sebastian, the Mexican grasshopper versus Keith, 3 strands of hair, ponytail, Thurman. We're going to give you the breakdown. We're going to give you a preview of all the future fights as well. Wilder, the champ, is back versus Chisora. Fury versus Makinov. Usyk is also back, fighting in Giza. He about to fight right in front of the pyramids. We're going to give you a whole boxing breakdown, a whole preview, all that good stuff. But first, I got to mention something. I got to give you some value. I got to give you a little bonus. Check out yesterday's video, the top 3 women to avoid. We love women. We're not trying to black pill nobody. We're not with the beta, alpha, all that stupid shit. Red pill, blue pill, black pill. We're not with none of that dumb shit. You know what I mean? We love women. We all got sisters and mothers and all that good stuff, right? But you need to avoid baby mamas. No exceptions to the rule. Drunk bitches. No exceptions to the rule. And broke bitches. You can make some exceptions for the broke bitches. As long as they don't got no babies and they're not drunks. You know what I'm saying? You can make some exceptions for the rules with the broke bitches, you know, but like after 3 or 4 months, if you see that you can't put them in line and let them know who is the boss, who is the Batman, the main character of this movie, you might have to dump the broke bitch as well, right? So check out that video. Also, like I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, always button up all the way to the top, dun. You see, yesterday, I be following these groups, right? Like sneakerheads and like polo heads and like fashion, you know what I mean? Like fashion shit, right? And I saw a post of this guy was like 62 years old. He had the hat tilted all the way to the side. He had like, you know, the colorful shirt on, you know, the graphic tee, that I always say, don't ever leave your house with a graphic tee or a hoodie. You might not come back. Hashtag no. Always put on the collar shirt and button that shit up, even if you go into the bodega for 5 minutes. So I saw this guy, this picture. You know, people post like their pictures of their fits, right? And he was like 62 years old, had the hat tilted to the side, had the graphic tee, had the shorts on, had the Jordans, nigga looking like he 15 years old, dressed like a 15-year-old, right? And the comment said that, you know, the title of the picture said, I'm gonna dress how I want, right? And under it you have like 200 comments of people, yeah, you know what I mean? Don't let nobody judge you. Yeah, you do what you want, OG. Yeah, you know what I mean? All that nonsense, right? And I had to leave a comment. I usually don't leave comments, but I had to leave a comment, right? And my comment was, yes, you can dress however you want, but society can judge you however they want. That's a good line right there. Rewind that. You need to rewind that one. Yes, you can dress however you want, but society can judge you however they want as well. You know what I mean? Meaning, you can dress however you want, do whatever you know what I mean? You know, we live in this liberal, secular society, you know what I'm saying? And I used to think like that too, back in the day, like when I was like 20 or something, you know what I'm saying? Oh, don't judge me, only God could judge me. No, the police will judge you real fucking quick, you know what I'm saying? Society will judge you, employers will judge you, your money will judge you, bitches will judge you, the whole world will judge you. Now, if you're a rapper with like $20 million in the bank, yeah, you can dress however you want. You got security, you got mad money, you know what I'm saying? But you's not a rapper. Are you a rapper? I ain't think so. You know what I'm saying? And even if you are, but whatever. Being a rapper with $20 million in the bank does not stop the police from stomping you the fuck out. Hashtag no lie. So, you know, you want to dress however you want to dress. Fine. You know what I mean? You want to be on some dummy shit. You know what I mean? Completely oblivious. Completely in delusion of what the real world is like. Sure. You know what I mean? Go dress however you like. Go throw on the black hoodie. Go throw on the graphic tee. Go throw on, you know what I mean? Go sag your pants. Go buy Jordans every week. Go dress however you want. But you need to know. And that's the thing that a lot of people do not know. And that's the point of this whole comment here, right? You need to know that the world is not going... Bird just shitted on my shit, son. Real videos done. Real videos done. That bird just shitted on my shit. But look, you need to know that you could dress however you want to dress, but society ain't gonna change up for you, son. Society will not change up for you. And that's where my whole button up, all the way up. That's why I've been saying that in all my videos for like years. Because I figured that out. I was a dummy back in the day when I was a youngin', you know what I'm saying? But I quickly realized, yo, I need to look nice. I need to look presentable. I don't have to wear a suit every day, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, I wear some slacks, sometimes I wear some jeans, you know what I mean? But I usually wear slacks, right? But that collar shirt, preferably white. You know, it is a white society. Hashtag no lie. But, you know, green, white, blue, that collar shirt and that cardigan, that shit goes a long way. You want the top to look nice, son. You want to be clean shaven. That big ass Muslim beard, that shit is not going to do nothing for you, my nigga. For real. But put you in the fucking clink. You know what I mean? That shit is not going to do nothing for you. But put you under like the knee of a white man or put you in the clink. I'm not trying to have none of that. You know what I mean? I'm fully aware of the world I live in. Hashtag no lie. That's why I grew up in the hood and I never had no problems with cops. Because even when I dressed like a dummy, I was always respectful. Yes, sir. I know. 2 niggas running up on me with guns in a fucking uniform. I'm not in a winning situation here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to catch an attitude with these niggas. So, look. And, you know what I mean, it seems like maybe if you're young and you're stupid, you know what I'm saying? You don't got no daddy, you don't got no mama, you don't got nobody to put you in a straight path and tell you, yo, my nigga, button up. The Mormons, you know the Mormons you see, the Jehovah's Witnesses, and the Mormons you see walking around, you know what I mean, preaching the word. Them niggas is mad young. They're like 21, 22, 23. And they're already dressing nice every day. Looking like a doctor. You know what they don't leave their house without the button up. You know what I'm saying? Without the cardigan. Without the blazer. They're always looking like they're going to church. You know what I mean? Because their daddy, early on, when they were 15, 16, was like, yo, son, you gotta look nice. There's a quote by one of the elders of the Mormon church, right? From back in the day, right? That he says, even when they were like small, like back in the 1940s, 1950s, right? It's like one of those guys. And it got stuck in my head. I was just reading some Mormon shit and it got stuck in my head. He said, we might be poor, but we're not too poor that we can't afford white shirts. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that white collar shirt. You know what I mean? So, you want to be oblivious and delusional in your own little freaking hip-hop world. You know what I mean? Life is not a rap video, my nigga. And nobody told you, your uncle, your daddy, your mama, your grandma, nobody told you when you leave your house you need to be presentable. You need to look like you're going to church. Otherwise, problems are going to find you. How often do you see a black Mormon or Hispanic Mormon or Hispanic Jehovah's Witness? You know what I mean? Because it's not even about race. Or Asians, it's mad Hispanics, mad Asians, mad black Mormons. You know what I mean? Them church niggas. And it's not just Mormons. You know what I mean? Evangelicals. All the people in Christ, all the churchgoers, all the religious people, you see that they always dress. I got that idea from them years ago, right? Before I was even in Christ. You know what I mean? Before I even studied any religion or any Bible or anything like that. I was like, yo, these guys is young as hell, always looking nice. Do you ever hear of them having any type of problem? Do you ever see Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, evangelicals getting pulled over, getting stomped out, getting brutalized? No, that shit don't happen. You know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe I should start dressing nice. And that's exactly what I did. And triple my dollars. And I haven't had a ticket. I haven't been pulled over in years. In like 20 something years. That is like, police is not even part of like my life. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I mention that in all my videos. That's why I stop and I take the jacket off. That's why, you know what I mean? I start the video with the shit unbuttoned and then I button it up. You know what I'm saying? There's like a little symbolism there. Now let's get down to the meat and potatoes of the video. Sebastian Fundora, the Mexican grasshopper. Yo, I've been saying it for years. Sebastian Fundora is a problem. Ain't nobody 154 to 160 want to fight. That's why we're getting this Thurman fight. Because one, they overpaid. They were like, Thurman didn't want that fight. Thurman is making double the money of Sebastian Fundora being the B-side and he hasn't had a belt. He hasn't fought nobody in like 5 years. Because to make the fight, they had to overpay him. He's getting paid double of Sebastian Fundora. And Sebastian Fundora is like the champ, right? So, because nobody else wanted to fight. Errol Spence, chill. He said, oh no, Sebastian Fundora, chill. I saw the highlights. I saw what that skinny Mexican did to Tim Tszyu twice. I'm not coming back for that. Errol Spence said, chill. I just want to be a farmer. I just want to take care of the cows, the pigs, and the chickens. No. I don't need that type of problem in my life. Blah! A 6'6", you know what I mean? Mexican grasshopper with long-ass arms cracking me in the fucking grill, busting my head. Like, I don't want them Tim Tszyu problems. I don't want them Erickson Lubin problems. He said, chill. I got like 30 M's in the bank. I got me a new fucking Mexican bitch. Errol Spence said, I'm just staying home. I'm just staying home with the chickens, with the cows and the horses. Crawford? They offered Crawford the fight. He said, chill. I just want a 50-year-old Canelo. I just want a 50-year-old Canelo. I'm retired. I don't speak in Spanish. I don't speak in Mexican. Terrence Crawford turned down the fight. Errol Spence turned down the fight. The Russian that beat Tim Tszyu after The ass whooping that Sebastian Fundora completely destroyed his career. The Russian that beat Tim Tszyu don't want the fight. Nobody. I know that 154 to 160 is not really a hot division right now. You know what I mean? Everything is at 147 and 168. You know what I mean? And people that are casual boxing fans might not know about it because there's really no other big names in the 154, 160 division right now. You know what I mean? You got Adames, you got Motalizelev, the Russian. You got Tim Tszyu. You got a few people. You got Errol Spence retired. You got Crawford retired. The point here is that nobody wants to smoke with Sebastian Fundora. He is low-key the boogeyman in boxing for the last 2-3 years. Okay? Now, Thurman Ponytail. Yeah, I'm surprised. Even if they overpaid him. You know what I mean? Even if this is his last fight, his retirement fight. You know what I mean? We got to give him credit because nobody else took the challenge. Ponytail took the money, took the challenge. You know what I mean? And Ponytail always comes to fight. You know what I mean? He's like the last of the Mohicans. Crawford is retired. Errol Spence is retired. Danny Garcia is retired. Sean Porter's retired. Amir Khan is retired. Kell Brook is retired. All those guys from 147 to 154 that were big names, the last generation is all retired. You got Canelo got a couple, maybe one more fight. You got, Wilder, maybe 1-2 more fights. You got Tyson Fury, you know what I mean? But really, that whole generation of the smaller fighters from 147 to 154 to 160, Triple G is retired. They're all retired. The only one still hanging on is Erislandy Lara at 160. He's been whooping on people. You know what I mean? That's how I know my boxing, right? And Thurman. Thurman said, till the last strand of hair, till there's only one last strand left back here, I'm going to keep fighting. But only once every 3 years. And you got to pay me like $6-7 million. And I want a tune-up. And I want like $4 million against... He just made like $4 million against a pie in Australia. Thurman is like, I'll still fight, but it got to be really, really worth it. You know what I'm saying? He's been like that for years, really. You know what I mean? So, but congratulations. He took the fight. Regardless of the money, regardless of opportunities, regardless of the scenario, he took the challenge. He got to step in there, blow, with that long-ass fucking arm. He got to step in there with Sebastian Fundora. Let me give you the breakdown. I like me some Ponytail. I like Ponytail. He had a great career. You can't take nothing away from him. He sells you the fight. He don't fight that often. I wish the end of his career was more, more competitive and more often. Obviously, that's the only thing that you got that we all complain about. Is that Thurman fights once every 3 years. You know what I'm saying? But anybody who's a real boxing fan that followed him from like fight number 2, 3, or 4 and saw the rise and shine of Keith One-Time Thurman, he had a great career. He had a great career. He gave you the big fights against Danny Garcia. He gave you the big fights against Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? He was unified at the cream of the crop at that time. He was calling out Mayweather. You know what I mean? Don't duck me, son. Don't duck me, old man. You know what I mean? He sold you the hype. You know what I'm saying? I really, really enjoyed Keith One-Time Thurman, his entire career, right? But we have a serious problem now, and it's called the 6'6" Mexican grasshopper Sebastian Fundora. How do I see this fight? I mean, I wish I could root for Keith One-Time Thurman. I wish, because I'm a bigger fan of Thurman. I've been following his career longer. I wish, and just about against anybody else, I would probably be rooting for Keith One-Time Thurman. But the more I think about this fight, I just don't see it happening. I just don't see how an older, halfway bald Keith One-Time Thurman, having had, one fight in the last 3 or 4 years? He had, before the pie in Australia, he fought Mario Barrios. He's had 2 fights in 5 years against pies. You know what I mean? So the age, the inactivity, the size. I mean, he's not the biggest 147 pounder. And this fight is at 154. And Sebastian Fundora is just a problem. I don't see how Sebastian Fundora, how he's going to get past that long-ass jab. The switching. He could fight orthodox, southpaw. I don't see how Thurman, with this inactivity towards the end of his career, with 3 strands of hair left on his head, is going to get past that. I mean, granted, Thurman is a better boxer than Tim Tszyu. But we saw what Sebastian Fundora did to Tim Tszyu. A way bigger body, a way bigger puncher. You know what I mean? Twice. We saw what Sebastian Fundora did to Erickson Lubin, who got good boxing skills and a way bigger body than Thurman. I just don't see it. Let me tell you how I see this fight, right? I see the first 4 or 5 rounds. I see Thurman coming out aggressive, boxing, moving around, trying to cut the distance. Bow! Gets caught in the face with a couple jabs, right? Couple strands of hair. Pew! 3 less strands of hair are now on his head. The ponytail is just chung, chung, chung. The ponytail is just moving back. You know what I mean? Shout out to Thurman, though. He never got the hair plugs. You know what I mean? Like Mayweather. You know what I mean? I like real niggas. You know what I mean? If you go bald, you go bald. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But the first 4 rounds, I see Thurman, you know what I mean? Moving around. You know what I mean? Slightly outboxing Sebastian Fundora. But blah! Gets caught with a couple of them sticks. Them long, bro, homie, my nigga. This shit is like this. Blow! From like across, he's like on the other side of the ring. Blow! Long ass arms, son. Long ass arms, son. He gets caught with a couple of them jabs. Blow! Couple of them right hooks, you know what I mean? When he switches southpaw, coming on the way in, like Tim Tszyu, like Erickson Lubin, like, you know what I mean? The only guy that got lucky against Fundora was Brian Mendoza. You know what I mean? But now, Fundora got more boxing, better defense. He's just a beast. So, in the first 4 or 5 rounds, I see Thurman, you know what I mean? Maybe grabbing up a couple rounds, 2 rounds, 3 rounds here. Maybe 1 round, 2 rounds for Fundora. But, blow! That long-ass jab, it's just so far away. You know what I'm saying? It's going to catch him. And rounds 6, 7, and 8, I see that Thurman realizes that his only option is to box. And him moving even more. And once the Mexican grasshopper, Sebastian Fundora, realizes that this guy is on the back foot, he does not want to engage. He is trying to nick rounds here and there. He is trying to dance and run. Once Fundora realizes this man is running, he's going to put the pressure on him. He's going to put the pressure on him with the longer reach, the longer height, you know what I mean, the youth, the better endurance. I see Fundora putting that pressure on him around 6, 7, 8. I see Thurman having no answer in round 8, realizing that anytime he comes in, he getting cracked. He getting cracked, and he might get knocked out. You know what I mean? Fundora it's not that he got that much punching power. It's that the arms, he gets so much leverage. Blah! Imagine getting hit with a stick. It don't matter. That stick could be mad skinny, but that shit, the longer that stick is, bow! Them long ass arms, bow! Bow! You saw what he did to Tim Tszyu twice. You saw how he lumped up Erickson Lubin. So by round 8, Thurman sees that 7, 8. He sees that there ain't no. I gotta survive. He going into survival mode in round 7 or 8. Once Sebastian Fundora realizes this man is running, he in survival mode, and he's older. His stamina is, you know what I mean? He's in survival mode, but he's not throwing as much. He's using most of his energy for his feet to move. Boy, I see Sebastian Fundora coming off the ring on this man. You know what I mean? And getting a little reckless with them uppercuts. Bah! Not only is he tall, with a great jab, and southpaw, and switch hitter, but he could fight on the inside. He started his career as Mexican style. He didn't start his Get this cat away from me, son. A cat just went under my car. Real videos. So he didn't start his career, you know what I mean, with this whole methodical, you know what I mean, more defense-based style. He started his career Mexican style. You know what I mean? Tall, skinny Mexican style. But once he breaks him down, once he sees that Thurman is running, he is going to Mexican style Thurman. He is going to put the pressure on this man with them uppercuts. You know what I mean? He's going to get a little risky up in there. Now, granted, there is a shot. Thurman does have the them sneaky right hooks, and he does have enough crack. Even though he's older, he might not have the same legs, but he still got crack, right? You saw what he did to that Australian in Australia. So there is a shot that he could get a lucky shot, like Brian Mendoza. I just don't see that happening now. You know what I'm saying? I just don't, you know what I mean? I see Sebastian Fundora seeing that Thurman is running in the 7th or 8th round, cutting off the ring, putting on that Mexican pressure on him. And I hate to say it, maybe a younger Thurman could go all 12. But this Thurman, with the inactivity, and he's older, I see Sebastian Fundora stopping Keith one-time Thurman in the 10th round late. That's that. I just don't see how he's going to be able to run all night. I just don't see how he's going to be able to cut off the ring on Sebastian Fundora. I just don't see how he's going to cut off the distance to be able to, you know what I mean, land them looping shots. You know what I'm saying? And he don't got the legs of before to be able to go all 12. He don't got the stamina of before to go all 12. He hasn't been busy enough. I just don't see this happening. I see Keith one-time Thurman catching like a Tim Tszyu ass whooping. Maybe he'll look a little bit better than Tim Tszyu because he got better feet and slightly better boxing. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll be able to look good 3, 4, 5 rounds. But past the mid rounds, 6, 7, it's gonna be all downhill, flying hairs of a ponytail. I'm telling you. I got Sebastian Fundora by stoppage in the 10th round. Let me give you a couple other fights that are coming up. We got Deontay Wilder carrying boxing on his back. Boxing has been on a decline. You know what I mean? Gervonta can't carry boxing. Ryan Garcia can't carry boxing. Teofimo can't carry boxing. Shakur Stevenson is not a major star. Keyshawn Davis is not a major star. You know what I mean? The smaller guys, the new generation. And they're all small too. There's no middleweight upcoming stars. There's no welterweight upcoming. Rolly Romero can't carry boxing. All the new generation of semi-stars are small guys. There's no, who is the big star coming up in heavyweight, in super middleweight? The only stars of the young generations that we got now are like Gervonta, who, you know what I mean, spends more time beating on bitches than fighting his rematches. You know what I mean? We got Ryan Garcia, came back to Christ. Good for him. But how long will that last, right? We got Teofimo, got major head case. We got David Benavidez. But I mean, we don't got the Danny Garcias, the Thurmans, the Errol Spences. Remember like a couple years ago when boxing was hot? And that's why you're getting Mayweather versus Pacquiao Part 2. You know what I mean? That's why you got these 50-year-old men fighting each other in an exhibition. Oh no, it's going to be a real fight. It's going to be on the real record. You know what I mean? Because boxing is kind of dead right now. That's why you're getting Sebastian Fundoras versus Thurmans. That's why, you know what I mean? But whatever. Let's talk. You got Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora, April 4th. You got Tyson Fury coming back versus Makhmudov, April 11th, the following week. You got Alicia Baumgartner versus Bo Mi Ryu Ching, some Chinese bitch. April 17th in New York. You got Inui versus Nakatani in Tokyo, May 2nd. You got David Benavidez versus Gilberto Ramirez, May 2nd as well in Vegas. That's a decent fight, going up in weight. You know what I mean? Gilberto Ramirez is like a real cruiserweight. David Benavidez, you know what I mean? Daring to be great. It's a decent fight. And, oh, you got Usyk. Usyk is coming back. The champ. There's nobody for Usyk to fight. He's taking a stay busy against Rico Verhoeven in Giza, Egypt. Giza is like where the pyramids are at. They might just put the... I'm wondering if this fight is outside. If this fight is like in front of the pyramids. That would be awesome. Watching Usyk just whoop on somebody in front of the pyramids. There's nobody for Usyk to fight. You know what I mean? They were talking about Deontay Wilder, but that's like a decent fight, but you know what I mean? But, I mean, he just washed all of the UK. Anthony Joshua twice. Tyson Fury twice. There's not even a rematch to look forward to with Usyk. Daniel Dubois twice. Yo. What a number Alexander Usyk did on UK heavyweight boxing. Just completely washed it. Boy, and then you got Mayweather versus Pacquiao. September 19th in Vegas. Because Canelo's going to fight once or twice more, but in Riyadh against Pies. Canelo just completely sold out the rest of his career. It is what it is. I like Canelo, but, you know what I mean, the Cranford fight that nobody really wanted. We wanted the David Benavidez fight. Let's just keep it G, right? You know what I mean? Now he's going to fight one or two more times, you know what I mean, in Riyadh. You know what I mean? Not even on Mexican holidays. When I saw him fight that QBN runner on a Mexican holiday on Cinco de Mayo, I was like, bro, how you gonna fight in Riyadh on Cinco de Mayo, man? Like, you know what I mean? He just but it's so much money. I can't really blame the guy. They're paying him 50 M's, 60 M's to fight Pies. You know what I mean? They paid him over $100 million to fight Crawford. I mean, who's not gonna take that type of money? You know what I mean? So, but you know, Canelo's like, you know. But that's your video. That's your video. Mayweather, Pacquiao, Usyk is coming back. Benavidez versus Gilberto Ramirez. Inui versus Nakatani. Baumgartner is back. Tyson Fury versus Makhmudov. Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora. Anthony Joshua, who knows when he'll come back. He might never come back. You know, boxing is like in a, you know, down and out right now. You know what I mean? And that's why you're getting the Mayweather-Pacquiao that you thought would never happen. You're getting this fight because it's a big vacuum. There's a big hole in boxing right now. You know what I mean? Boxing fans are like, there's no more. The old generation's retired. The new generation can't carry boxing. They're inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody at welterweight. There's nobody at middleweight. There's nobody at super middleweight. There's nobody at heavyweight. You know what I mean? So they're like, yo, you know what I mean? There's a big availability, and boxing fans are starving right now. You know what I mean? Let's give them a big exhibition. Let's give them a big show. We know they don't got nothing else to look at, so let's give them that Mayweather-Pacquiao and crack them again. You know, boxing is like that. Boxing treats the fans like holes. You know what I'm saying? And when there's no holes, when there's 15 holes on a block, it's different. When there's only 2 holes on a block, you know what I mean? The pimp is going to charge more money. Boxing is such a hustle, you know what I'm saying? I like boxing because it's such a grimy sport, you know what I'm saying? It's not even a sport, it's just a business, it's just a hustle, you know what I'm saying? It's the hustle of fights. But that's your video. Good luck to Thurman, you know what I mean? Good luck to Sebastian Fundora, you know what I mean? They made the fight. I just don't see how Thurman is going to get through this. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and share. Thank you.